Hey, this is Jay again. We're going to review the games for the week of the 20th. Let's begin. We have 8 games arriving on the 22nd. Raging Loop is an indie visual novel about a young man who arrives to a remote village in the mountains where he stumbles into being involved in what the locals say is called the Feast, where among the villagers lurks the werewolf, an entity who has sworn to take revenge on everyone. And in order to figure out who the killer is, you must use your knowledge from previous deaths in the game. Day and Night is a puzzle game that seems like a standard Tetris game with a twist. They've implemented a time of day mechanic that influences which blocks players can receive in order to clear groups of matching blocks. With this, the core of the game becomes a dual challenge, with players focusing on collecting their active time matching blocks while managing an ever-growing number of inactive blocks. Skullgirls Second Encore is an enhanced version of Skullgirls, the 2D fighting game that came out in 2014. If you are into fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, then this game may be for you, as it incorporates the same art style as well as other mechanics such as tag team based combat, character assists, snapbacks, and delayed hyper combos. The Encore version of the game features all DLC characters and colors, fully voiced story modes, challenges, trials, and survival mode. The Park is a scary first-person horror game where you follow the story of Lorraine, who is searching for her son Caleb, who goes missing in the Atlantic Island Amusement Park. She enters the park only to find the park is abandoned and run down. From there, the game reveals more about the mysterious park and what happened to her son. Street Outlaws: The List is a drag racing game from the TV show Street Outlaws. You'd be able to race with popular cars from the show as well as customize them. It's not the type of game I'd recommend because, let's face it, TV show games suck. But, it's coming out on this date and we'll see how it actually fares from reviewers. PBA Pro Bowling is bowling. Yeah, bowling. It's officially licensed by the organization and you can play with real professionals as well as play with others online in tournaments, so it's not bad or anything, it's just bowling. Next up, we have Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers, an RPG where a young girl named Sherry, her friend Pedro, and Isaac, the time-traveling robot, must unravel the mystery behind the horde of hostile machines that have taken over the town of Clockney. And last on the 22nd, we have Mary Skelter 2, which is a first-person RPG dungeon crawler where you play as fairy tale-inspired characters called Blood Maidens, each with their own special abilities. This game will also include the first Mary Skelter game, so you can get caught up on the full storyline. We have about 6 to 7 games releasing on the 24th. Lethis: Path of Progress is a city-building strategy game set in a Victorian steampunk setting. You have to build and manage cities, provide resources for the people, while making sure there's workers to sustain resource demand. I was going to review Skybald Zack as it was on the list of games earlier this week from Nintendo's homepage, but after looking at their homepage again today, it seems that it has disappeared or has been taken away from the eShop. If anyone knows the story on this, you can message in the comments below, or you can reach out to our Discord to give us more information. Creepy Brawlers is a clone of the classic Punch-Out game on the NES and in fact was made for the NES by Megacat Studios in 2017. It's amazing that a studio dedicated time and resources to make a game on a system that's over 30 years old. You normally would have to play this on a ROM with an emulator unless you actually have an NES lying around. However, it only made sense to have this type of game be ported over to the Switch. OX Logic Puzzle 1000 is a puzzle game where you fill in the same number of O's and X's in the columns and rows. You can fill in 2 O's or 2 X's, but not 3 or more, which makes for a pretty hard puzzle. The game has 1,000 different quizzes, along with 4 different difficulty levels to choose from. Cat Quest 2 is a co-op RPG where you play as both cat and dog to fight monsters, explore dungeons, and venture on quests as you strive to bring peace back to your kingdom during a time of war. Dark Devotion is a Souls-like Metrovania game that has you play as a Templar who must explore the secrets of the mysterious fallen temple. The Templars believe that their god is trapped inside of a tower known as the Temple, and it's up to you to make your way through that temple in an effort to destroy the evil there and save your god. Haunted Halloween 86 is another NES homebrew game, this time made by Retrotainment Games. It's a classic-style beat-em-up game where Donnie and Tammy are trying to stop Harry and his haunted henchmen from taking over Possum Hollow. And finally, on the 25th, we leave off with 6 games. Into the Dead 2 is a survival zombie apocalypse game where you are in a race to save your family by arming yourself with whatever it takes to survive. It's a mobile game that's being ported over to the Switch, and to be honest, it's a pretty cut and dry formula of the zombie shooter series. Nothing too crazy going on here, but hey, they at least give you a ton of weapons to choose from. Pixel Gladiator is a 2D tower defense platformer where you're forced to be on an abandoned planet as one of the participants of a brutal gladiator battle that is the top-rated popular show streaming among all platforms in the universe. Your goal is to survive for as long as possible, fighting deadly enemies while billions of viewers watch you. Soul Searching is an adventure survival game where you are surviving in a hostile world as a peaceful traveler. You must learn how to fish, make boats, and cast spells while visiting different islands and learning more about the story. Pizza Bar Tycoon is a strategy management game where you are running a pizzeria and you're trying to make it the best in town by serving clients food in a timely and correct manner. Prepare each order exactly while being fast, or clients will get angry. Ultra Off-Road 2019 Alaska is an off-road driving simulation where you drive trucks in an off-road terrain. The setting is in Alaska, so you do get some beautiful forest areas as well as some snow areas, but that's about it. The graphics are beautiful for the Switch, but I'd be cautious with this game as there were reports of bad camera angles and lack of different modes. However, if you're just looking for a quick off-road driving simulation, then this game may be for you. And last on our list, we have Let's Sing Country, which is basically a country game. Not too much to really say about this. I mean, I'm not against it. It's just a game where you sing country music, and that's it. And this brings us to the end of our list for this week. Not bad. I mean, it's not the 30+ games that we were getting each week for the past 2 weeks, but I think that's because Nintendo was ramping up for Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming out next month. That's going to do it for this week's list of new Switch game releases. If you liked the video, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Also, I will be releasing more Fortnite music. Yes, finally! I should be releasing one video about every day during the week for the next couple weeks. It's about 40 songs so look out for those. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.